I recently read this book for my doctorate, A People's History of Christianity by Diana Bass. It's in Kindle because it's more convenient than buying the actual physical book. I've read a lot of Christian history books in my life, but this one is very unique, and because of that, it's probably one of my favorites, because instead of telling Christian history from the perspective of the major landmark, she tells it from the perspective of ordinary people, the people doing the small things throughout the centuries. And I want to read to you something that I've been thinking a lot about, because she's explaining how did Christianity grow so quickly in the first 4 centuries. Trying to understand why and how Romans embraced Christianity, sociologist Rodney Stark states, conversion to a new religion involves being interested in new culture. Indeed, in being capable of mastering new culture. He argues that people converted initially not because they found Christianity philosophically persuasive, but because Christianity was efficacious. In other words, it worked. Because it worked. Guys, I don't think you guys realize how incredible that is. She's saying that the reason Christianity grew was not because it was persuasive, but because people's lives were actually changed. Because people's lives were actually improved by converting to Christianity. And I know that some of us might say, well, of course, Christ always makes our lives better. But it's very interesting how she goes on to describe how they did it. And she gives many examples, but there's one example I want to highlight. She says, and it worked in some very particular ways. During the 2nd century's great epidemic known as the Plague of Galen, year 165 to 180, in which hundreds of thousands of people died in the streets, Christians proved their spiritual mettle by tending to the sick. Because they did not fear death, Christians stayed behind in plague-ravaged cities while others fled. Their acts of mercy extended to all suffering regardless of class, tribe, or religion, and created the condition in which others accepted their faith. Christianity succeeded because Christians did risky, compelling, and good things that helped people. Nothing can make a person more an imitator of Christ than caring for his neighbors.